There are about 880 mountain gorillas left in the world. About two-thirds of those gorillas are found in Virunga National Park in Rwanda. The gorillas are considered Rwanda's national treasure. Viewers Edward Rwema visited the park and takes us through the gorilla trek experience.
The Parc National de Volca, as it's commonly known, lies along the Virunga Mountains with 8 ancient volcanoes which are shared by Rwanda, Uganda, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Before the trek, visitors assemble at the park entrance at 7 in the morning for instructions on their trek. The mood here is quite festive as Rwandan traditional dancers entertain visitors. The number of visitors allowed to see the gorillas is strictly controlled and limited to 80 people a day, divided in groups of 8. It is at this ground that visitors are grouped by tour guides and also receive pre-trek briefing.
With this family, you will see all the categories of the gorillas. You see silverbacks, there are 2 silverbacks. You will see juveniles, you will see adolescents, and you see even babies. All the categories of the gorillas you will find in this group.
After the briefing, myself and 7 other visitors were assigned a group named Pablo. The briefing is followed by a drive to the start of the trek at the slopes of Mount Karisimbi, one of the tallest mountains in Rwanda. Before beginning this rigorous trek, we pick up porters who help us carry our backpacks and cameras, as well as helping you with your footing along your hike at a minimal fee. We were told many of these porters were former poachers. Most of the gorillas live within an altitude of 2,500 and 4,000 meters, and the trek can last anywhere from 1 hour to 8 hours, depending on the family allocated to your group and their location. If there is one thing that is put on test during the trek, it is your fitness. Here, you're climbing a terrain you're not familiar with, bushwalking through the mist-covered bamboo rainforest, stepping over thick vines and branches. After an hour or so of hiking through the thick vegetation, we finally meet up with a family of gorillas, a rare opportunity of sharing a moment with them in their natural habitat. Like humans, gorillas live in families, and the dominant male silverback takes over as the head of the family.
Normally, the family formed according to different circumstances. Sometimes it's formed when the dominant one died. There is no family with only females. If the dominant one died, the silverback, in the group there is only one silverback. Those females, they go to different families where there is a silverback.
Visiting gorillas in Rwanda doesn't come cheap. Last year, the government increased the cost of a gorilla permit from $750 to $1,500. Nonetheless, they say the increment has not stopped tourists from visiting. For veterinarian Eduardo Oldo from Spain, who was on a trek with his newlywed wife, spending their honeymoon trekking gorillas was a lifetime experience.
I've seen so many animals, and this was an amazing experience. I just thought that it could be like just seeing the gorillas in a long distance. I've never thought about having a young one troublemaker just trying to bite us. So it was like, what's happening here? Where are they playing with us? So it was like a really amazing and super adrenaline experience.
Ingrid Goldberg from Boston says she has been to other places in Africa, but visiting the gorillas felt so special to her.
There aren't words to describe what just happened. It was absolutely incredible. We saw a 3-month-old baby. We were charged by a silverback Big Daddy. Probably saw 16 different gorillas. From 20 feet to, you have to walk by. It's a couple feet. There are very few words that can describe how I feel right now. It's just absolutely astonishing.
Her husband, Scott Ward, shares the same feeling.
Amazing. My wife and I went on safari last year to Zimbabwe. We went to Kenya, and this is by far the best experience we've had.
Worth your money?
Well worth the money. every penny.
The mountain gorillas of Rwanda were first made famous by Diane Fossey, an American zoologist who documented her studies in her book Gorillas in the Mist, which later was adapted for the big screen in 1988. Edward Rwema, VOA News, Washington.